Deca. So today we are doing OCs. We're working on my OCs. And YouTube now has this library of music to play copyright free, so we'll see if any of it's good. That's what happens. Oh, it just stops. Okay. So we're working on OCs. First thing we're doing, so I'm going through all my pictures. Going through my pictures of my OCs so far. Just renaming them. This is the one based on tarot cards. I'll go over it once I've renamed stuff. And then we're going to get to drawing. Okay, so first we've got Kamen Rider Tarot. So you see this corner right here, it says Tarot. This is the name of the show. He uses, so basically every single character is either one of the major arcana to transform as a weapon or a vehicle. Is the only one as a vehicle. Ignore that break because it's not very good. It's not good now. So he uses this thing. This is the shuffle driver. So basically you put a card, a transformation card on this side, and then a weapon or power up or any sort of summon on this side, and then you flick them, like you flip the sides up and they stack. So that like they stack on top of each other like it's shuffling a deck. And then it does whatever you need to. That's his first form. So he uses number one. I've renamed the list, so there's a list on Wikipedia that I used for the major arcana, and I've renamed them. So originally it's the Magician. I've renamed it to the Magic. All of them are the something, so it's a little more consistent. So he uses one, the Magic, to transform. His second form is the Priest. His final form is the King. The Priest looks like this. At this point I didn't have anything done, and the King is here. His thing is capes. So he has like a robe here. He's got a more traditional cape on this one, and then he's got like a cloak. I forgot to draw up the back part of it. Oops. But so to access his final, I know it says number 4 here. Ignore that. It's supposed to be number 3. To access his final form, he uses what's called an altar. Basically, that's what any of the characters use to access their final form, a specific kind of altar. So he uses the On-King altar. So basically, it looks like this one. So this is what it looks like closed. Behind the card, because that's a card like on a door, behind that is a pyramid type thing, and on the back of that are little bits that flip down. So it goes in layers. It's this, this, and this. And basically, when he flips on the shuffle driver, when he flips the card on the shuffle driver, the third card flips down, and those two things fold out, and it says the king. Right, number 3, the king. His weapon is... where is it? Here. Number 10, the wheel. And basically, when he summons it, it makes a big wheel, like this part right here. You see that, this part right here. And he spins it. And whatever it lands on, he reaches inside of there and pulls out the weapon. So it's in one of these forms, and it's completely random. Let's say he wants the sword. Doesn't necessarily mean he'll get the sword. Ignore the bow. I redid that. I didn't choose bow. I gave somebody else a bow. We'll talk about that in a second. So form 1 is the sword. Form 2 is the rifle. Form 3 is the staff. And form 4 is this axe. The secondary rider is Kamen Rider Heart. She uses card number 6, the love, to transform in her shuffle driver. This is it. This part, it comes like, it starts right here. They can make fins, and then they make like a point down at like the base of the skull. I haven't made a body for her. We're probably going to do that today. She's the secondary rider. Her weapon is number 14, the art, which is like a rapier sword, but it's like a rose head down here, and then the vines, the thorny vines curl up there. And then the other form of that is the bow. So like the flower blooms, and then the blade, it splits apart, and then the vines wrap around there, and then she shoots arrows out of it. Actually, let's keep the music off. I talk better without music. So this season is all about destiny and choosing your own fate, and maybe fate isn't always set in stone, and maybe what you decide is what can become, and not everything is set in stone, and destiny is what we make of it. So basically the story is this guy, Taro, he's just a dude, but we'll come back to him. So it starts out with a guy, I'll call him 13. So 13 was raised since birth, basically being told, hey, you are going to become Rider Taro. And he's like, alright, sweet. His sister is going to be Heart, but forget about that for now. So they train together. Basically, they're warriors to protect the Earth from this guy named number 15, the Devil. Right? So the Devil is attacking the world, and this guy 13, he's been raised since birth. Hey, I'm gonna, fight. Well, right before he's given it, instead, Taro gets to be Taro. I don't have names for these guys yet, just their forms. And 13's like, well, this is not supposed to be how it is. I'm thinking of him sort of like a early season Goto from O's. Basically how he was like, you're not fit for this, but I'm getting paid to help you, so I gotta help you. That sort of thing. Like, so he's... Taro really doesn't know what he's doing, but 13 does, and so 13 helps him out, fight the monsters and whatever. Well, there's a voice in his head, in Taro's head, hey Patty, who calls himself number 21, the world. We'll come back to him, but basically he tells Taro, okay, I'm the dictator of fate, and he says, I decide what is and isn't going to happen. I create destiny. And Taro's like, okay. And at first it's like a mentor sort of thing, basically like, okay, here's how you do this stuff. And 13 knows how pretty much all the ins and out of tarot, or so he thinks. There's some things that tarot figures out through the help of the world, and 13's like, wait a minute, whoa, what did you just do? How'd you know that? And he was like, just the voice in my head. So then secondary writer appears, and that's Heart, 13's sister, and 13 is not happy. Heart, I haven't really come up with any sort of abilities or backstory of her. It's just kind of she gets the powers. I'll come back to her. I gotta figure it out then or later. But basically, 13 is not happy. 13's like, okay, first of all, this nobody gets to be tarot, and then my own sister, he feels betrayed. He feels, turned against. Basically, like everyone is against me, and I ain't having that. So he goes to the devil, number 15 to the devil, and says, give me power. Because right now, I don't care. Before, he was like, okay, I want the power, but there's a greater good, so I gotta fight it anyways. But now he's like, I don't care. I want the power. So he goes to the devil, and he, 13, becomes number 13, the Death. He becomes Kamen Rider Reaper. I haven't come up with anything for his, except his weapon. He uses number 12, the Gallows. Originally the Hangman. So you see he's got the guy here, and he's hung with the rope. So it's a scythe, but also the rope can go slack, and he can swing it around like the Blades of Chaos from God of War. Let's see. Yeah, he's like the Genmu of the show. Eventually he goes back to the good guy side, but I haven't gotten that far yet. And then there's this. So there's this other writer. I haven't come up with any sort of backstory for him, but he's like, I'm a superhero. This is me. I'm a superhero. I fight for truth and justice, specifically justice, because number 8 is justice. So he uses justice to transform. No. I know it says justic, but it's supposed to be justice. I still haven't figured out, because he's got the strong and he's got the justice. Can't figure out if he uses justice transform or strong transform. I think I want him to use justice transform, because then his weapon will be the strong. But basically, on the Wikipedia page, it has two famous decks. So one was the traditional deck, where justice was 11 and strength was 8. And then they have the Rider deck, where justice is 8 and strength is 11. So basically they flip back and forth. So I decided to give him the same guy, as, Kamen Rider and Toku always has this kind of like little Easter eggs. So I got him switch back and forth. His logo, it looks like, his logo will look like, so an 8 with 2 lines on the side of that. I think he's going to use like a jacket. So all of them are going to have like, all of them are going to have some sort of like clothing over their suits. I really like clothing over Toku suits. Koguma Sky Blue with his scarf. I love that. I absolutely love that. So he's probably going to have a jacket, but his logo is going to be 8 with whatever. His driver is one of my favorite things that I've ever come up with. So if we go back here, and now we have the strong arm driver, because he is Kamen Rider Strong Arm. So basically, you'll see inspiration from the Mach driver, from the what's the stopwatch in Wizard, the clock, overclock watch that makes him go all dragon form. Anyways, whatever that is, you'll see inspiration from all that. So basically, it's a hand. So he's got the hand here. That's right here. He puts the card into the hand, closes it up, and then to transform, he cranks the thumb. He cranks the thumb. That's how he transforms. So I talked about power-up cards. So they all have power-up cards that they scan. His is A run, B jump, C punch, and D kick. Those are the 4 that he uses. And there's a card scanner right on the knuckles. He swipes it, and then whatever one he swiped, so like run, it'll make down here. It'll make like a ring on the finger glow. So if he uses A, then a red A will appear. If he uses B, then a blue B will appear on the finger. So, yeah, pretty cool. Originally, I had it like this. This was the strong man driver, but this is literally just the mock driver. And I didn't realize it until after I had finished. So, yeah, I didn't like it. So I had to redesign the whole thing. And that's how I got the... I kept the thing for the altar. This is the hero altar because his final form is number 5, the hero. He plugs it in right there, and like a page from a book, it flips over and locks it on top, and then it shows the number 5 right on there. His cards are numbered sideways. So like so everyone else's cards look like this. So his are sideways. What does he use? He uses 8. So V I. Justice. So his are sideways. I might forget about the sideways lettering and just do it like that. Doesn't mean a whole bunch. Most times it's gonna be shown like that. Like, I mean, it doesn't mean a whole bunch. It's just something, so that the hero card doesn't look out of place. The hero card doesn't look out of place. All of their final forms, and every well, Reaper won't, but Strong Arm, Heart, and Tarot will all get final forms because I'm not a fan of tertiary writers not getting extra forms. Though I guess I still have Reaper, who doesn't have a final form. Maybe I'll do something with Devil. Anyways, not important. So today, what we're going to do, we are going to design... So she uses this shovel driver, but I want to design her body. So I want to give her a scarf, like Koguma Sky Blue. I'm gonna... that was her helmet. I designed her helmet, like, as a starting point. I want her eyes are like in the shape of a heart. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to use that as a reference, recreate that, basically. Right here. Line down the middle. Fins out the back. Song Sunshine's been stuck in my head, or Sunflower. little bit deeper. Basically, this is without color, by the way, because it's hard to color in these sort of things. These lines go down. Yikes. So, ignore the roughness of it. I'm just trying to get the shape of it down. It's small also. Okay, so turn some music on. This is too loud. I don't like it. Okay, so she's gonna have a. So I'm gonna give her. Oh, body's too thin. Okay, so she has a scarf. Okay, so she's going to. I also want to give her like. She's gonna have some sort of. This marker's too new. Here. So let's see. I'm also going to look at some inspiration from other female writers. Just to see what sort of armor they have. So to denote pretty much what females writers have, they have the armor up at the chest, and then they got like cloth or whatever down by the midsection. Okay, so by taking note of that, and if I, because hers is 6, and so if I, man, okay, that's 4, 6 is the other side. Okay, but I like that. So the scarf comes down and it makes the 1 for the 6. So scarf comes down. The 1 right here. Okay, so VI, we'll add stripe right there just to make it consistent. There, shuffle driver. Okay. black line down the middle, because why not? Or even... No, I don't like that. Okay. If you guys have any input, let me know, because I like taking ideas. Alright, so now we got the 6 incorporated. Now, most of it is light on armor, on like the upper arms. Light on armor on the upper arms and the upper legs. So, I mean, I guess, of course, so they can accentuate the figure. Luckily for you guys, I'm no good at drawing humans. So we don't have to accentuate any figure. Anyways, let's actually see if we can... properties, video. Zoom in a little. There we go. Okay. So you can see it a bit better. Alright, so I want her, because she uses a bow, I'm going to have her right arm, no, what is it? Her left arm have a little more plating than her right arm, so her right arm is going to be... right arm is going to be just a little bit and hands suck. So, well, hands I kind of just go for it. So, finger right there. Okay. Not bad. Okay. And one thing I forgot to mention is that, oh, yeah, I really forgot to mention, whenever, where is it? Here we go. So, whenever they use a power-up card, their bodies change. So, whatever clothing they're wearing is the part that changes color. So Taro starts out with blue eyes, blue wrist, whatever's, and blue up here, and then it fades to black down the bottom. But whenever he puts in a power-up card like fire, so he's got his level 1 is, I gotta change the lettering, but it's alpha fire, beta gravity, gamma nature, or gamma earth, and so it changes to red, purple, green. Then we have his priest form. His level 2 powers are Delta Kinesis, Ada, Ice, and I'm changing this one. Maybe I'll only give him 2, but I'm not giving speed because Strong Arm has run. So. Also, yeah, my Twitter account was suspended, so that's a thing. That one should go in front. disappointing, but it is what it is. Thank you. Alright, so because her left arm is the one that holds the bow, that's going to have, I'm talking to you, that's going to have the more armor plating, you know what I mean? The archer's brace, or whatever it's called. So, I'm gonna have her here, and then we'll go like okay. So what we need to do is carve that up a little. That's supposed to be a fist, not a cinnamon roll. You laughed at me? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so a little more armor on the left hand. Alright, now the legs. Let me go back to my female rider. I don't want to do this, because they don't really have any armor on the top here, so I could just gosh, if only I was better at drawing humanoid figures. Maybe I'll give her some kind of take like leg warmers as well. I might do that. Just bulk out that bit right here. Okay, so no, I don't like that. Don't like that. Carry this black stripe down. Of course, there was, like I said, there was no stream announcement because Twitter decided to be a dick. But still. So if you guys could spread the word, I'm gonna be on for a little bit. Like the stream and retweets and all that. I think I'm a bit fuzzy. So why not? Alright. I think that's a pretty good design. I mean, like I said, not the expert on all things female writer, but what if we that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. Not bad. Alright, so that's what Kamen Rider Heart looks like. Just like always, we take a picture. And actually, while we're here, let's do a color ruler. So, okay. So of course she's gonna be, well, kind of like purple and red. So what if we, because she has to have some sort of power-ups too. So what if her okay, so what if her base is a pink, her accents are purple, no, her base, yeah, her base is a pink, her accents are red, she has a purple power-up, and let's see what colors I have. Okay. So help me out here. So I've got red. So we've got, here, let's write it down. Oops. Oh no, I lost my purple marker. Okay, let's try to keep track. Oh. So we have, put that aside. We have blue, red, purple, green, pink, white, yellow, orange. Okay, blue, red, purple, green, yellow, orange. So that's a rainbow. So pink and white. Teal. Ooh. So we give her a teal power up, a purple power up, and a red power up. So what are those powers going to be? So we've got let's work backwards in the Greek alphabet. Okay, so she's got Omega, Psi, and Chi. No. Yes. Omega. Nah, I don't like that. We gotta go in order. Omega, Psi, and Chi. So we've got you know what? I'm going to change some stuff. Okay, so instead of Taro getting blue and then 3 power-ups, his base form is one of the power-ups. So blue, fire, gravity, purple. Okay, so then yellow, kinesis, white, ice, orange, whatever I decide. Okay. So that frees up pink and red. Now I gotta figure out what sort of powers I want. So if we have a red power, so it's gonna be we've got this one is going to be Chi or Ki. That's Ki. Yeah, Ki, Psi, Omega. That's okay. I'm fine with that. So we've got Ki something. We've got Psi. Actually, Psi something. And then we have. Can you see this? Oh, you can't see this. Whoops. Okay, here we go. And then we've got Omega something. Okay, what do we want the powers to be? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, I only got one person watching. That's fine. Okay. Flight. Okay, because she's got wings. She's supposed to have wings. So she's supposed to have. I completely forgot. She's supposed to have wings. Let's quickly add little raptor wings. Little tiny wings. Because she's supposed to be more or less based on Cupid. Okay. So flight. It's gonna be Psi flight. It's gonna be Ki. Ki. Is that pink? Is that pink? Or is it red? I think it's red. Ki energy. And Omega. Omega grow. Okay, so flight obviously is pretty self-explanatory. You fly. Energy is like lasers and stuff. We'll do like key blasts. And then grow, she gets big. I mean, what do you want from me? Okay, so those are her power-ups. Okay, so those are her power-ups. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Okay, there we go. actually key. I don't like energy. I don't like the term energy. I want it to be burst. I like that because that fits a little bit better with the bow. Okay. So I'm gonna take a picture of this. Okay, I want to do the Reaper driver, the Dead Man driver. I like that. Like Dead Men Tell No Tales. The Dead Man driver. Dead Man driver. Okay. So how do we want to do this? This one's going to be pretty simple because we don't need any extra bits. It's just going to be transformation. So it would just be a scanner. So what if we have it like a like a grave marker. You know, that's not really a gravestone. Let me find a better gravestone. Gravestone. I don't like the gravestone idea. Or maybe I do. Maybe it's just gotta be better. So it's got I for 13. And he puts so it's got like a stone carving of the back of the card right there, but it has these are clear plastic bits. So it's like a tray. So it can hold a card in there, but it's not supposed to. I mean, it's supposed to. A card can sit in there without falling out, but it's not supposed to hold it forever. So basically, you take the card, and you stick it in, and then you swipe it all the way through, right? So it scans. So there's a scanner in there, and it reads the back of the card, so you can still do attacks and stuff like swiping it through, but it's not a traditional card scanner. I kind of like that because I'm not a big fan of card scanners because that's pretty cop out. That's simple. I don't want that. So yeah, so it scans the card like that. So in that case, maybe it doesn't have to be a belt. So he's got the card, puts it on, swipes it through. Puts it on, swipes it through. So in that case, let's get rid of that. Make that a bit longer. The 13 driver. Okay, so it puts it on. He sets the card right on there, and then swipes it through. And it's not a belt. This will be the first non-belt driver I've made. It's a wrist thing. So this is the, because it's not a driver. Wrist tension. Okay. So who has a wrist tension? I mean, it's a lot of the I know the Hibiki riders have wrist tensions, like Todoroki. He's got a wrist driver. Kamen Rider. Fi's upgrade item. The Fi's Excel. Spider Shock with the memory gadgets. I know that, yeah, the drive driver has a wrist bit to it, and it's at an angle. What else has a wrist? Yeah, that part. Oh, the Megi loader. Who else has a wrist? Yeah, the Megi loader. The 13 brace, the so I'm thinking, actually let's take away a couple lines here. Because they're called braces, aren't they? So the Dead Man brace. Okay. So it'll have cracks in it. So the dead man brace. I dig it. Okay. I think we're about out of time. So I'm going to take a picture of this. We got a lot done today. A lot more than I anticipated. So next time I do this, probably work on Kamen Rider Strong Arms design and weapons. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.